I have 75 days until I turn 27, and that means I have 75 days to prevent this clip from becoming my reality.
I'm 27 years old. I've no money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And I'm frightened.
I know summer's about to fly by, but I thought maybe I could do a fun challenge to make it fly by more intentionally. I'm in a position in life where I am acknowledging that a lot of the things stopping me from being where I want to be are systemic things that I can't fix. And I think self-help books, self-help counselors, coaches can become very predatory when they don't acknowledge that and they treat everything like a you problem. It's not really a you problem if a system designed to depress you and keep you running on fumes has left you depressed and running on fumes. That being said, I think there is a nice feeling of agency when you look at your life and find places where you can feel a sense of control and regain that sense of control. For about the past 2 years, I've been a full-time caregiver for my grandma. This was a transition that happened very abruptly, and it happened out of necessity. You take care of your family, it's what you do. Just because it's what you do for family does not mean that it suddenly makes it easy work. The healthcare system is nightmarish to navigate as a caregiver. It is even more nightmarish to be navigating as a caregiver while also having a lot of my own medical issues. And being a caregiver, I'm in an unpaid position because unfortunately there just aren't the support systems that people insist there are when they go, well, you should be paid to be a caregiver. I agree. The situation we're in, I'm not eligible to be a paid caregiver. So unfortunately, I have been going without a paycheck as I've taken this job on. And I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of taking care of another human being and constantly being on phone calls with doctors and managing somebody else's health and going to doctor's appointments. It usually doesn't leave a lot of time to go out and develop a career. So really have not been working as much as I want to. It's a dream of mine, and it always has been a dream of mine to be a professional artist. I don't really know what that exactly looks like for me. That's something that has shifted, but once I realized crochet was my greatest passion, I realized that crochet would have to be central to that in some degree. And then I lost the ability to crochet when I got hit by a car. And then I was like, oh my gosh, who am I without crochet? And I realized there are other interests that I have. I'm still deeply artistic. And then I was able to start crocheting again. So now I'm very precious with what I crochet. I'm trying to do. I want to balance, making a career that sustains itself so I can keep crocheting, but also knowing that at any moment in time, there could be another situation where I can't crochet anymore. And it could be the final curtains on my crochet ability. So I want to really look back and go, I spent my second chance crocheting, doing what I want and making really cool stuff. My own health issues seem to be getting more and more intense. I finally feel like I found a doctor that really wants to take me seriously when I say something's not right. Can we look into this? Please. I don't think it's just anxiety. I don't think it's just stress. So being in and out of all of these doctors' offices for myself and for my grandma, I'm constantly hearing the same things that I've heard my entire life. Like, are you sleeping well? Are you eating well? Are you moving? Are you exercising? Having these injuries, making sure I'm keeping up with PT, like doing all the right things. And I did a little bit of investigating in my day-to-day because I'm like, I feel like I'm very on top of most of these things. And lo and behold, I am getting enough steps a day. I'm drinking plenty of water a day. My sleep is something that is not great, but that's not my fault. My sleep hygiene is perfect, but that's one of the things where I'm like, this chronic fatigue is crazy. I don't know if I have sleep apnea. I don't know if it's hormonal because I had a hysterectomy. So we're trying to figure that out. But all the things that are in my control, I'm kind of already doing, which for other chronically ill people, you will relate to how frustrating it is to kind of want to be doing something wrong or to have blood work come back with something messed up so you can go, oh, that's what I need to fix. And it's like, there's nothing left for me to fix. I'm doing as much as I can right as possible. And this reflection was really culminating as I was listening to some different creators on their summer resets, and then I got drawn into a rabbit hole of 75 hard, 75 soft challenges, which is kind of where this idea to count down to my birthday in a 75-day soft challenge came about. The 75-day hard challenge, there are tons of videos on the internet about people who have tried it, people who have completed it. The person that made it has a website with info about it. I will link that below, and it is a very intense intense challenge for wellness, fitness, self-improvement. One of the key things about it that is intimidating to me is the fact that you have to do every single thing on the checklist every day or you start over. I have a hard deadline of my birthday that I'm counting down to, so that won't work for me. I know my own limits, and a lot of the other things on the list, like having to work out twice a day for 45 minutes, having to be outside no matter what, rain or shine, just doesn't work. I don't want to take a photo of my body every single day. I'm not that worried about my physical appearance. I know myself. I know having a history of body image issues, struggles is just something that I don't want to reawaken if I can avoid it. So 75 Soft is a response by creators who also know themselves, know their limits, maybe have slightly different goals where they're either a little bit more flexible. If they miss a day, they can keep going. They don't have to restart. I'm just going to label this 75 Soft or 75 to 27. The countdown? I don't know. Maybe that's a cute name. Maybe it's not. Honestly, this video, as much as it's like, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, a fun update, like look into my plans, it is the fact that this is now on the internet. And if I don't keep up with this and I give up, I can be held accountable by everyone that has seen this video. And that is very daunting. By the time my birthday rolls around, I will have proven to myself that I can do something as daunting as spend 75 days dedicated to a list of tasks that I have deemed helpful for self-improvement or also art improvement. I'm breaking this into like 2 spheres: personal development, health goals, and then also business tasks. And in the online digital age, being a social media person is pretty required if you're going to be an artist. It's not fully impossible. There are artists that are able to still be successful and creative people without being like online constantly and being an influencer at the same time. But those people seem really few and far between. And I feel like a lot more of them have other things like safety nets and spheres of influence that allow them to get seen, where I'm very isolated. Like I said, I'm an at-home caregiver. I just noticed all this lipstick on my fingers. That's cute. So the internet is a space that I'm trying to take seriously. I'm trying to figure out this influencer thing. I went viral in a way that I had never before, right before my grandmother broke her hip. And I was trying to like stay on top of this, go, okay, finally I have eyes on my work in a way that like I could never have even dreamed of. What happens next? And what happens next was people are like, I want to see these videos from you. Will you make patterns? Do you make tutorials? I'm like, yes, I want to do that. Trying to figure it out. And then I was thrust into becoming a caregiver and being like, you guys, I don't know how to make it work. So I have my 2 lists of what I'm going to be doing for my 75 Soft challenge. It will count down up until the day right before my 27th birthday. So that on my birthday, if this is all a routine that is ingrained in me and I want to continue forever, I can get up and do that if I want, but I'm not beholden to this routine on the day of my birthday. It's like a birthday present to me that I have completed this. Another big reason why this is 75 Soft and not 75 Hard is that I have watched the people committed to 75 Hard who even through traveling have met those requirements that are very intense. I'm having surgery next month on my foot. I'm okay if I don't get 10K steps that day. And if my podiatrist says I need to chill for a couple days after that, then I'm not getting 10K steps those days either. I also know I'll be doing a road trip with my sister. Probably not gonna get all those things on my checklist done either. I can do as much as I can in advance for the business stuff to like schedule things ahead of time. So I set up a dedicated notebook. I added stickers and everything to it. I did some little arts and crafts so I can fill in each day as I do it, and then eventually all the days will be filled in and I'll feel really successful. And I've split this challenge into 3 sections: days 1 to 25, 26 to 50, and 51 to 75. So we have 3 little like trimesters. I have the first day. So technically this is not day 1. I was editing the video that I made yesterday and I talked so much in it. And I was like, this is a pain to edit. Let me just refilm this. So I have different colors. I didn't quite color code it to make it rainbow when I fill it in. And I kind of regret that, but it's okay. Maybe the next trimester I will do that. Some of these are blank and they're not going to get filled in for every single day. I also did a tarot spread. I did a card for the overall theme of the 75 days, and then I did 3 different cards for each of the 25-day chunks. So the overall theme card that I pulled was Judgment, which seems really fitting because it's about looking in on what's going on, judging yourself. Are you where you want to be? What do you need to do to become who you want to be? Reflection, awakening. It's like, wow, that's really perfect. I like that we're in sync. Also, I made 2 different checklists. I separated them because at first I didn't know if I was going to put the daily checklist at a different point in my room versus a business task, which I knew would be right next to my desk. I'm really hoping that focusing on my business, not only by giving myself some consistency challenges, making sure I show up and I'm streaming 3 times a week, I'm uploading regularly, either short form daily or at least once a week on YouTube, will help me get more comfortable with a sense of routine while also figuring out navigating the flexibility that my role as a caregiver requires. But I feel like adding more business elements to this challenge and really including one of the goals of these 75 days to be cultivating my business and my art practice, not just like the business side of things, but recentering where I want to be as an artist and as a cosplayer and a creator. That's why I switched the 10 minutes a day of reading a nonfiction or self-help book to reading an art book, a nonfiction art book. And I have quite a collection of art books that I'm excited to dive into and hopefully find some new inspiration in. And I'm considering this a 75-day audit of my business and look at what needs to be done. Figure out what my priorities actually are, where my strengths lie, what social media that I can pull back on, and what techniques work best for which social medias. So lots and lots of different tasks. Thank you for watching. Like this video if you feel like it. Subscribe to my channel if you feel like it. I make videos about crochet cosplay, art, and whatever I feel like at this point.